Um, Gives you the ability, I was told that you needed to record downtime for a station that record production at some other external system, but you wanted to capture the downtime. Um, and rather than having a Blackhawk workstation, you can use advanced downtime. This really allows you to edit or add downtimes to any workstation, but this will probably work for what you're looking at doing for this one station. Everybody can see my screen, I'm assuming. Um, Amar, is this the station, yes, the 591? Is that the station that you were looking at? Oh, let's see, let's see. What station did you want to record this downtime for?
Yeah, that's the lift gate. Yeah,
That's it?
Yeah.
That's it? Okay. All right, so you can see that, we've got these combo boxes up here, a list box, so you can select the department line workstation. If you're always coming in on the same PC to enter the downtime, it remembers what you had selected last. So just one particular supervisor or team leader is going to do this every time they come in here, it would remember this station, but there you could still select other stations as well. Production date defaults to the current date. Change the shift, of course. And it's just basically it's these buttons down here to add a downtime record. Now it depends on the part numbers that you have selected or set up in the setups. So you can select the part number that was supposed to be made during this downtime. Is you can enter in the tool number if you have that. Downtime codes, of course. I mean, all of this should be all very, very familiar. You should be familiar with this basic downtime stuff. It's just a sort of a different interface to allow you to enter the downtimes outside of production reporting. But if there's a downtime, the start of downtime. So you can click on these fields here. You can enter them. You can type in, go here and change the time also. But I have these buttons down here. So if you highlight a field and you wanted to, go back 10 minutes at a time or an hour at a time, back to the start of the shift, you could set it now. Start of the downtime, let's say, it's right now, and then the end of the downtime. Eventually, when it comes back up, you're going to want to end the downtime. So, let's say this downtime happened an hour ago. Somebody forgot to enter it in, right? So it was at 12:08 that it started. You can set the end of downtime to the same as the start, and then let's say you add 10 minutes. It was down for 10 minutes. I click the add 10 minutes. Subtract the 10 minutes. So these buttons make it a little bit easier to to add or subtract in by 1 minute, 10 minute, or an hour, and so you can quickly change the time rather than clicking and backspacing and then typing the number in. So just a little bit getting used to how that works. At 10 minutes, 12:18. So that's shows you the elapsed time. Some of these other, you've got notes, whatever. Root cause, you can enter this in back in. The update button. That's the downtime. You can have this review process if you need to, as people enter in downtimes, maybe somebody else needs to review them, so you can narrow the list down to which ones were reviewed, which ones weren't, type of thing. I did this a long time ago. EWO, I can't remember something work order, but I can't remember what that is, but another edit field. And so, I mean, you can delete the downtimes, you can add another one. So it's just a way to edit downtimes. You know, it's not rocket science. It's just like you're entering downtimes from the production station. When they occur, this just allows you can go, you know, back in time. Let's say if somebody forgot to enter a downtime yesterday. Back in and add it. It's the start of the downtime, but now you got to remember if it's yesterday, you got to keep these times within the proper time frame. But you are allowed to go back and enter downtimes or change them or whatever you need to do to correct the downtimes. So let's say it's 12:55 and yeah, I'm just using the buttons to change the time. Same to start, plus an hour, let's say. It's down for an hour. Set the to number. Part number, whatever. Just to update the field, but you can change that if you need to. So that's basically it. I mean, it's nothing radical. Any questions? I mean, I don't know what else you need to
Hey Art, I have one question. If we do this one, then is it going to affect add-on screen as well as, or is not showing anything on add-on?
It's going to affect what now?
Add-on screen?
And on screen?
Yep.
Well, if you do it in the past, it's not going to show it. It's not going to update. It's not going to change, you know, yesterday's hourly OEE efficiency because those were already calculated and saved. It doesn't recalculate those every time. You know, as the hours are going passing by, you know, it's calculating the hourly and updating in the database. So once that hour is passed, it's done with that. So it's not going to update that.
Okay. And is it possible we can control supervisor by the location? Like I don't want to access supervisor 90 to see the 591 or 141, so they can only have control on their workstation, not everything. Like, can we do something like that, or it's open for everyone?
It's not by department. It's, you know, who's ever authorized for advanced downtime.
So it's open for everyone, like all the departments.
Yep.
And we can't do anything on that, right? Okay, what about the logs? Let's say if somebody change, can we see the logs? Like what who changed in past time, like anything?
No, there's no log. Downtime table is its own log. I mean, it's not change there. It's not recording every field change or anything like that.
Like if someone records downtime yesterday or 1 month ago, for an example, can we check who did that?
Yeah, I mean, the downtime is stored by person who's logged in. Right.
Like for an example, currently you're showing me yes, like this part number or downtime happened. Can you add the username over here? Feel like who did that?
On this screen, I should be able to get a username on there.
So at least if somebody change it, the username log there, so we can go by back in time and we can see that okay, who did that. So at least we can track it down if somebody did a mistake.
So whoever changed it last would be the recorded user for that downtime.
Yeah. So for an example, right now, yesterday, like there is 2 days or 3 days ago, I just realized, okay, I need to put downtime, and I did it, but accidentally I choose the wrong station, but he didn't understand, the guy or whoever it is.
Mhm.
And when after 1 week, this guy's brought up why my downtime showing wrong, then I need to know like who did it actually for those workstation.
Right.
So at least
Yeah.
if we have like 1 month record that who did it, so at least we can show it to someone. Okay, this person did it and it did it wrongly.
Yeah, I mean, every downtime record, has a user name associated with it. I just, for some reason, I don't have it displayed on this grid, user.
Okay. Yeah, like it is good to have like not on a workstation, but yeah, for definitely for supervisor computer itself, so they don't need to go anywhere and they just do downtime by their computer. Uh, so it will be not misused by someone else, like not any operator or someone else, because this is like really critical if somebody put downtime by themselves.
Right. I mean, if you depend on this at a supervisor's or a team leader test or something like that, and it's gonna enter downtime after the fact, and it's, 3 hours later, it's not gonna impact OEE and on screen. So that's
Oh
critical.
yeah,
Make sure that's known, so.
yeah, that is fine at least, but it's recorded in a transform, right? Once they report over here.
Um,
Because end of the day they want to see the downtime in transfer m, like how much downtime they should have for a
yeah,
respective
we're
workstation.
currently not uploading downtime to, transfer on. We exclude, as we record production, upload, labor hours. Number of crew members times it's actually the minutes in between from the time that container is produced from the last container that was produced, minus any downtime in between. So it's excluding downtime as it occurs. Again, it's not gonna go, if you entered this in for yesterday, it's not gonna go back and change that value of labor hours when it uploaded to transfer in. I don't,
All right.
we've never uploaded downtime to transfer in directly.
Okay, so that's only we can get it from easy view to get from Blackhawk, like how much downtime we occurred.
Yeah, I don't know if the scope of this has changed. I mean, originally I think Amar just said they needed a way to record downtime for a station that was sort of outside of Blackhawk. There was no production station there. Just wondered, that was
Yeah, like
initial
sometimes
conversation.
yeah, like sometimes what happen, like station are keep running, but it's not running with the full efficiency. Sometimes it's running low efficiency and we can't interrupt the station to put downtime from the existing Blackhawk. So this can help us out if they need to put downtime for specific reason, even though station is running with lower runner.
Yeah, it's, if you're doing this for a live Blackhawk station and you start a downtime, if you add a downtime here, and this is actually a station out on the floor.
Yeah.
And you have a start of downtime with you haven't specified the end of downtime, that production screen is gonna enter downtime. It's gonna go into that downtime screen.
Okay.
So, it's not totally independent of that workstation. Like I say, if there's a start of downtime with no end of downtime specified, it's gonna think it's in a that's how I know it's in a downtime. Then you see that screen on production station, workstation is down due to
Yeah. Yeah.
printer failure, whatever, it thinks it's down if you put it down. You know what I mean? Um, so, you're trying to capture inefficiencies because of, fewer operators right?
Yeah, like sometimes few operator are not there, or sometimes material is taking time to machine taking time sometimes to build a part, or there is various reason like material handler is not there to pick up the parts, but because of that station is on waiting mode. So all those are reason. Like say there are so many I don't remember right now, but yeah, that was happening some of the conveyor at 92. Like they can't put downtime because Blackhawk's still running. They are scanning the part, but it's not like the full potentially. And they have to adjust the downtime in a transform that time because they can't do anything in Blackhawk.
I think, I mean, that's kind of a different issue. Trying to come up with something there. Other than that, a few items to look at. Anything else?
Yeah. So Art, so when we enter the downtime here, so we add a downtime and the end, and first time we should select end downtime as same as start, right?
Yeah, it's an easy way to do it, or
Yeah.
unless, I mean, if it's, if the start of the downtime was at 7 o'clock in the morning, and then, the end of the downtime was like at, 5 minutes before the end of the shift, you could use the end of shift
Yeah.
also. So there are different buttons down here to kind of get closer to where, the end of is, rather than always using the start and clicking the buttons. It could be the end of the shift minus an hour, that might get you there quicker. So it's just sort of a matter of getting used to.
And that add downtime button at the same time it files the downtime, right? So update when we make some changes.
Well, even if I hit add, it didn't add it yet. If I hit done, back in. Let's see. I think it did. All right, so it did add it. Sorry, it's been a while since I've been in this app, but yeah, when you add it, it adds it. And then if you make changes to it, you want it done, it'll ask you, do you want to save?
Like the done button work as a save button.
Well,
So
like I
once
said,
I
it'll nag you if you made some changes, you know, and then you see the little pencil over there, you got to do an update. Update will make the change to the database. And then, if you were to make a change selection here, it's not going to nag you. But if you come here, make the change here, same as start, try to change this, it should nag. Just to remind you, do you want to save that change? Yes. I made a mistake with typing down to this. Okay, so it didn't like that. 12:18. Same as start. Anyways, so it'll nag you if you make a change and forget before you leave, or you make a change to the selection of the workstation, just reminds you to press the update. So.
uh, and can we run like straight this application and not going through the prod application?
Yes, it's a standalone application.
Okay. And Art, you mentioned that there is no transaction to transfer RAM, but I was checking most of our downtime reports are coming from transfer RAM, and they have correct code showing on the report. So I don't know how they get linked then, how their code is getting transferred. How transfer.
That's a mystery to me. I'd have to ask Doug. I don't recall ever uploading downtime to transfer.
Yeah, I was thinking our reports are from SQL Server, but most of the downtime reports are based on CMI transfer RAM, and I think Blackhawk still provides the reason code somehow, so it's matching with the transfer M record. So I think there's some kind of link there, but I don't know what's that.
I'll just send an email to Doug, and I don't know, maybe he added something that I'm not aware of.
Yeah. And is it possible to, if we need, is it possible to add the keyboard on the screen?
Keyboard, soft keyboard.
Yeah.
Um, I can check with that. Soft keyboard. Okay. Anything else? All right, so I will add the username to the screen. Add a soft keyboard. Have to think more about how we can capture inefficiencies due to different crew sizes. I don't know, Uncle, is it always, I think originally when we were talking to Andon, I think, and I can't remember your one manager, assistant general manager, I can't remember who it was, they were saying, if it's, you got your standard rates, production rates, cycle times, but with the standard crew size, and then you've got, different crew sizes, the partial crew size, and it's got its standard rate. Um, you operate less efficiently with a smaller crew, so your standard rate would be different. Um, is that true?
Yeah.
Um, but it's, I got a feeling it's gonna be different, if normally a crew of 10, and sometimes you got 8, sometimes you got 7, and, maybe there's some minimum that you can operate, but I don't know if we could possibly have different standard rates for these different crew size, how we could manage that. I mean, we've got a ton of setups. Um, how can we have alternate standard rates? Maybe discuss that, think that through. Um, is that what we're looking at? I mean, that would impact your OEE. If your standard rate changes along with your crew size. Then if you're working like half crew size, they might be your throughput is maybe not as great, but your efficiencies for that crew size would still be would be representative of that and not be penalized because you're working with half the number of people, right? If the standard rate were reduced, appropriately. You see what I mean? I don't know if that's what your focus is on, if you included that in that requirements. All right, anything else? Doug just emailed me back and he's confirmed that we don't upload downtimes to transfer them, so I have no idea how they're getting.
Yeah, I'm gonna double check the reports, but I did before, and the downtime code is matching. So I don't know. Is it something getting uploaded with the production?
Just the labor hours.
Yeah, even if it was less labor hours, even if it was down, but then the thing is how Transform knows why it was down. So that's how to check again.
I don't know, well, might have to ask maybe Brian. he has a clue as to how that data, if Doug's not uploading it, how it's magically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe you just send the downtime code.
I don't know. I mean, we wouldn't just send a downtime code with nothing else. I mean, it make any sense. Of the amount of time or work center or whatever, there would be probably a lot of data that would need to be uploaded in order for transferring to make sense of it.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll dig into it, try to figure out what's going on there. Okay, we all set?
Yeah, we will try, and we'll let you know if we need anything. Mohammed or Damien, you guys, anything?
Uh, this is not going to be by station, right? It's just going to be particular part locked in, and then just from there. Can we not isolate it like from station one, station two, station three?
This is
It's
going to be like on your computer straight. It's not going to be on
Oh, it's,
on the Blackhawk session. So for an example, if Damien wants to make any adjustment, he can log in from his computer and he can choose whatever station he would like to report downtime against. And by that, he can do that. But I don't want to recommend to give this privilege to every Blackhawk station. Just for TL or Damien, like supervisor. That's
okay.
it.
So the second question is, so it has to be on a laptop. Can it not be on your phone? Like as you're going around, you're just gonna put her
no,
down.
No,
Because the
phone
thing is,
application.
Good question.
yeah, because the
Good
thing is,
question.
you have to understand, he has to be on the floor to do the downtime, right? Like he needs to be at there. How would he know how long it would take? It's gonna be the same thing. You're writing by hand and just transferring information, data to
We
this.
we can do one thing, like there is 2 or 3 team leaders are surrounded by all the 591. He can
Okay.
log in from all this computer anytime.
Oh, sorry, guys. Mohammed, are you specifically asking about the lift gate?
Yeah, like for example, well, it's
So
not just a lift
for
kit, but it's like for
the
every program, right? Like let's say, for example, I'm going by, let's say Damien or I'm going by, and I see a two-room working on 890B work cell, right? He's not gonna go all the way to his desk, or he's not gonna go all the way to the team leader's desk just so he can put down a downtime, right? He needs to be there at the
He needs
work
to
cell,
be there.
right? He needs to be there at the work cell, ensuring things are getting done. So, wouldn't it be feasible to have it either live at the station
yeah,
nearby?
so lift gate, we can put this on a station, but it's gonna be you have to minimize Solidar, and you have to switch between the application whenever you're gonna do
So
the
yeah, so regarding that issue, because the reason is because for the lift kit, I want to know which machine is having an issue, right? I don't want to just make a generic fees, like then everybody's gonna come to me. Okay, great, you're telling me this part number has an issue, but where?
Yeah, the thing is, Blackhawk just have a one station.
Yeah, that's so. I wanted to look at something specific to the station itself, right? Or something
Or
that.
you can, I'm not sure if you can put the notes under the notes. You can put the station.
Yeah, so that going back, right? Like if it was on the phone, it would make it easier because you can look at that and then you can put a note. Because by the time you reach back to the desk or reach to the team leader desk, whatever, you forget what you're looking into. So that's my only concern is because we want it to be as accurate as possible, but at the same time, you're limiting the access for us on the floor.
note that the edit downtime is sort of the same functionality that's on the production station.
Okay.
So you can edit the downtime. I'm connected to live, so I'm not going to do this, but you can sort of the same thing, adding a downtime, start a shift, all the same buttons there, similar buttons. Um, and it's allows you to edit the downtimes after they occur. I mean, you have the normal machine down if a particular station is dedicated. which this one isn't on the T9 part. But if for the dedicated workstation, you can go into the machine downtime itself, and that's sort of the simple way of doing downtime is the normal way through the production client. And this edit downtime is the advanced downtime. It just allows you to edit, go back and edit if something was missed. And that's by authorized user. If I log in, just trying to log in as user, unauthorized user. Okay, but I try to go in here. So it's authorized. You have to be authorized to use this edit downtime feature on the production client. So you just scan your badge and you can get into that. Does that help? Again, once you start a downtime, and it would show here. This would show that workstation is down due to, if you haven't ended it, if you haven't specified the end of downtime time, it thinks it's down. So this, it prohibits them from recording production. As I think you all know, once you're down, you should be down. You shouldn't be running production, I guess, if you're down. That's how it currently works. Okay. Any other questions? All right, well, give it a try at, particular station or something, and use it for a little bit and give me some feedback. I'll try to make these changes, and it's a .NET application, so as I make changes, the next time you come into it, they would be there. So it's not like you have to install or anything, just having the shortcut on your desktop to get to it. So it's just a shortcut. Just going to the directory in the application. All right, well, I guess that's it. Thank you all.
Okay,
Thanks.
All right, bye now.
thank you.